this module will do that by itself. It's got most of that built in, except the random. Or yeah, it has random too. But this is a great Club of the Knobs module. And you can do some other stuff too with it. You can use it independent of the sequencer and just use it for generating gates to fire your envelope generators. What else do I got here? It's a Reversible Mixer by Modular. Trigger Delay by Club of the Knobs. Ratchet Sequencer is a new module they just Club of the Knobs came out with. If you've ever heard Stratosphere by Tangerine Dream or some of the other kind of, I'm losing my mind, I lost my train of thought. Hey, my name's John Rice and I brought some. Last year I had no sleep before I came here. This year I had an hour and a half, so I'm doing a lot better. Ratchet Sequencer, they probably should have called it a sequencer ratchet, but naming conventions, are different than the other side of the pond, I guess. But it's like a burst generator. So when you get a gate in, you can choose between 1 to 30 shots it'll fire, and it won't refire until its burst is done. You can set an initial speed and a final speed if you want, so you can have the burst start out fast and then slow down, or vice versa. And that's one of the newer ones I haven't played with too much yet. Here's a Club of the Knobs triple glissando, which is a triple lag unit. A sequential switch, Club of the Knobs, Synth.com signal processor, and then the sequential switch there. Last year I didn't have this done, and like last year, I don't have it done still. This is a Music from Outer Space 16-step sequencer. The panel looks pretty sweet. It doesn't do anything. There's nothing behind it right now. Here we've got a few of the Synth filters, the 410, the 440, I only got one in there, the 46, 485, and the 490 filters, and my glasses on. So yeah, I do have two 485s here, and then the 490, and here's a 390 dual LFO, and here's the single 320 LFO. Down here, there's 4 Synth MOTM 300 oscillators, and I slapped some big honking knobs on here because they're kind of neat looking, and I liked the look of the Macbeth, his new oscillators in 5U. It's got some big turn counting knobs, but I don't have 10 turn pots in behind here. But one thing I did like is even though the spectral, V-shaped spectral pots that Synth uses, they're really accurate and they're really stable, but they have a really light touch to them. Unlike Synth.com, they use the Alps pots that have a little grease blob inside there, and they turn kind of smooth, and they're nice lit touch. I have somewhat shaky hands because I don't sleep enough. And when trying to set the coarse pot, a lot of times I'd set it and then I'd take my hand off and I'd hit the knob and I'd move it, or I'd be changing a patch and I'd hit the thing and then I have to spend a bunch of time retuning. So these are actually, I think, defective multi-turn dials that I got off of eBay, and they have a really heavy resistance to them on torque when you turn them, and so you can almost fine tune with these. I ordered some other ones, but they turn normal. I think with a normal 10-turn pot, you wouldn't want something this heavy because it would be too hard to turn several turns. But for a single-turn pot, this is actually really nice. So I slapped those on there. I've got an Oakley Vco there. And here's a multiples that I put a couple switches in. I didn't like kind of losing a jack for the switching. There's like 4 banks of 4 jacks here, and one of the 4 is a switched jack, and so if you plug in a patch cord there, it breaks the connection, so you have independent ones, otherwise they're connected, but you can't use that switched jack when you want them connected. So I got rid of that and I put in some toggle switches so I can connect them at will. Here's an Oakley mixer, a whole bunch of MOTM 800 envelope generators, and a couple of the VCA modules. MIDI to control voltage converter. Here's a 820 lag module. This one is the noise random sample and hold module. Here's the electronic switch module, and here's the pretty sweet Synth Tech 730. The thing that divides things and makes more things. Oh, I'm so darn tired. It's a voltage-controlled pulse divider. Thank you. So, that's all that stuff. I don't really have anything to play for you, but if you have questions of what stuff does,
Can you make any sound?
Knobs are real pretty, Joe.
yeah, it's all lights about lights and knobs. It doesn't sounds. I could probably, I don't know.
Anything.
Let me patch. If you want to bear with me, I could maybe, just for fun, this keyboard here. This is a Rhodes Model 760. It has its own internal sounds, and I can run it through like the phase processor to show you what that sounds like. I might be able to manage that. I really don't know how to use it though. This, by the way, is a Roland line mixer, and I have a custom patch panel here that I made. There's some quick troubleshooting here, so. Forget you guys are here and I'll start patching, so just cut me off at any time. Let's see. Demo? Wow. Yeah, I could spend 2 hours and patch up something really cool, but.
Can you incorporate the random sample and hold module into that?
Sure.